Hello guys and welcome back. I'm not quite sure how it's going to come out here because of the wind here, but we'll see. I'm not going to do this video for very long, purely because I've got my son in the car. I'm currently over Saltburn Way because I've been to a show today at Wynyard, and I came in the A6. You've all seen it, I don't need it in the video, but Dan's done the usual trick. Gone out to a show, give Chris a lift back home because the XC90's getting work done, and ended off doing a car deal. So what's happened? So what's on the fleet at the moment? We know I've got the ZX and the ML, which are now off the road for the winter. So I've got my Golf, my PD 130, love it, gets used all the time, purely for two reasons actually. One, it's in a state, and two, it's rough and ready, so it gets used, you know. And I've got the A6, as we know, but the problem is with the A6, every time I'm going to go somewhere, I need the dogs. 9 times out of 10 I take the dogs most places I go. Or I've got the prams and I've got the kids' bikes and scooters and stuff. And I find it difficult to fit the stuff in it. Excuse the wind there, I can't help it. I'll try and shield it across here. But yeah, so that's kind of the issue that I have. So I have had my eye on a car for a while. You may have seen on the car shows with the ZX and stuff. I may as well just tell you what it is, because I'm going to use it, but at the same time I want to save it, so I'm not going to use it through the winter, because as it happens, there's 2 other cars coming onto the fleet as of tomorrow and next week. Nothing special, everyday average cars. Debating if I should keep one of them, because a £30 tax one's just purely to have as an all-round car that's always there. So if I wanted to totally empty my fleet and have a total new changeover, there's always something there I can use all the time, because it's only 30 quid for the whole year and it'll just remain taxed, where these cars which are 200 quid, 300 quid tax, it's too much for them just to sit month after month and not get used. So what have I done today? I said I picked Chris up in the A6 from the show at Wynyard and brought him back to Saltburn. And I know Chris always loved the A6. I've done a swap job, so I'm not getting into details. You know, on this channel I don't talk money. All I'm saying is we've done a deal. I know a lot of people have turned around and says it's a stupid deal, but there's more to the deal than that. But we've done a deal, so I've swapped the A6 for what, like I've said, that's clearly, you know, if you know which is the more valuable car, you'll know which way the money's going to go, you know. So no, we don't go swapping £3,000 cars for £200 cars, you know, we do it properly. So what have I swapped it for? And it might get you by surprise, because no, it's not along the lines of executive like the A6, but I can't use the executive in the A6 because I've always got loads of luggage, kids, dogs, you name it. So I've got a car which can do pretty much everything, and you'll have probably guessed it's an estate. What is it? A lot of you may not recognise it from the front end, but it's a Primera estate. But you'll notice more around the back end and the headlamps and that. It's very much a different Primera estate. The only damage is here, which it's got a bit of a dent. I might get some dent doctor or something to look at it. But again, it's going to be a working car, it's a used car. But you'll tell by the number plates at the back, it's an imported Primera, believed to be one of the only imported Primeras in the country. And as you can see, it's Primera Camino, which you'll see by the fog light, square plates, and a few other things I'll go into, the tinted windows, so, and obviously the Japanesey style wind deflectors. But there's a main point of it being an import for me, is what's underneath. It is absolutely solid, never been really welded, never, like I said, a bit of damage to this area here, but apart from that, the sills and everything are absolutely good as new under there. And I've had a good look and a pick around. Even this front cross member at the front, it's got a little bit of surface corrosion, but it's like brand spanking new. Like I said, that surface, that is the best I've ever seen on one of these. And again, just while we're down there, it's got working air conditioning, and you'll tell by the front end it's very different, because we've got our side lights within the indicators and the split headlamps. You didn't get that in the UK. Nice glass ones, nice glass fog lights as well, lovely deep purple metallic colour, and the grill's different as well. Might not be to everybody's taste, but I like it because it's different. To be honest, find me another Primera estate these days that just rears hen's teeth, and the ones that are around UK cars are rotten as a pear, and that's what this hasn't got. So that's why I'm deciding with this one, I don't see the point. I've got the Golf to use through the winter. Why run this through in the winter? So what I'm debating doing is running it the rest of this month in October. It's the 1st of October today, and just using the Golf purely for it, and I'm getting this cheapo Corsa with £30 tax, so if I ever have any issues with the Golf or whatever, I'll always have a car to use, and just put this one off the road for the majority of the winter. I'll use it through some, but when they start with the real heavy salt, I think it would be silly to use it through the winter. But why am I getting it? It's just another usable vehicle. For this exact reason, I'm not sure if I need the key, because I've just done this deal on the spot. I don't even know if it's got a boot handle. It has. This reason as well. Chris has put some Almira alloys on it, which I think are absolutely lovely. I think the Almira Sport, and they really set the car off, because the wheel trims that were on really didn't do it any justice. It really does set the car off. So, again, Chris is like, oh, I've got four wheels. Yeah, it's an estate. Hide them in the back. You know, straight away, from the minute of buying the vehicle, it's becoming worthy. It's a proper, useful vehicle to be on the fleet. Again, this is what it had on. The original Nissan wheel trims, a bit, you know, the alright. Tyres, alright, a bit perished in that. So yeah, not into big deals for like customising cars, but they typically, like Chris, like me, are a good move. It's you know, it's nice. So yeah, so straight up, partial shelf. You can tell it's never had a hard life, this thing. 4 wheels, straight in the back, no bother. And again, for me dogs, tinted windows all round at the back, and wind deflectors, so that saves me a job straight out the box. Electric aerial, the usual Nissan thing, a little bit sticky to go all the way down, but it does actually extend to the rest of the way. But bar that, bodywork wise, it's really good. And to be honest, give me dents, knocks, bangs, scratches any day of the week than having one of these that's an immaculate UK car that's rotten as a pair, like I've mentioned earlier. Yes, there's little scuffs, scrapes, little bits here. You know, I'm not bothered. It's a used car. The main thing is it's not rotten, and that's the important bit. Bodywork is nothing to me, because I don't care. Simple as that. I'll be blunt with you, I don't care. It doesn't bother us. This, a little missing cap. I am going to try and get one of them. Just a standard UK Primera one will go on there. But the interior on it is absolutely immaculate. 4 electric windows in it. Not a mark on the seats. Not a mark on the carpets. Speakers in the roof, I love that. And we'll sit inside and I'll show you a few things in here. I'll show you under the bonnet first. Now, the UK cars were 2 litres. They never did the 1.8 in this country, but this being an import, it's the 1.8. But fortunately, with the SR engines, they're pretty much the same thing. So really, parts-wise, just get the reg of a standard UK Primera, and most things will fit. But yeah, standard SR twin cam, 1800 Nissan, and it pulls very nice. Like nothing like the V6 Audi or the PD Golf, but it pulls very, very, very nicely for what it needs to be. All original brake pipes, aircon, like I've mentioned, ice cold. I'm just going to check. I think they should be the same ports as the UK, so I might get my pal to do a quick service on that, just to make sure there's the right amount of oil in it. But yeah, proper imported, all in Japanese writing, which fortunately I have somebody who I think can read that, Stephen. So if I need some assistance, I'm sure he might be able to help me. Automatic gearbox service, which I will say is absolutely sweet. We'll get to that bit in a minute. Like I said, that cross member down there is like new. Look at that front cross member just there, the slam panel, like new. And the whole engine, to be fair, is in cracking condition. So yeah, that's that. I'm going to say it, I've never had an import before, guys, so this is a first for me. I've never ever had an import, so it's all new to me. I'm not sure the way you go on for stuff and that, but again, fortunately, I have somebody in the know. He can speak the lingo and read the lingo, and he also has, you've probably seen him, I think he featured briefly in one of my videos. He's got the Toyota, oh, I forgot the name of them, they're like the minibus things. Mine's gone blank, but he's constantly getting stuff for getting the bits and everything, so he knows things ins and outs. And this is what I want to see. One thing is this backlight has had a repair done, but with this being the import, it's got 5 brake lamps. So this, and this all work as your brake lamps. So I'm not quite sure if this is different of a UK car. I don't like these. I might either just get a new one or do something to tidy that up. Like he mentions, you can put an LED into here or something. Probably do that. But But yeah, these are just all things to get on with. And they do say, supposedly, that this car is ever so slightly narrower than a UK car. You probably can't tell by the eye. I personally can't, because Chris has got obviously his red Primera, which this is based on, and I can't tell one bit of difference. But supposedly, they're ever so slightly narrower than the UK Primeras. Again, I can't feel or see that, but that's what they say. So anyways, we'll get inside. First up is the annoying beeping, which kind of comes with the cars of these when they're imported. So now we're inside. Want to say hello, Charlie?
Hello.
We've had a good day in your car show, haven't we? So let's put these sun visors down, because the sun, I might actually turn the car around. In fact, I'm going to, because I won't be able to film, because the minute we'll just give it a try. Yeah, straight away sun glare. So I'll turn the car around and I'll be back with you any second. Just like that, the magic of cameras. So that's a lot better. So I'll put these sun visors back out my way. So you probably tell it's an import by the number plates, you always do, but as soon as you get inside the car, the few things stand out. So we'll swing the camera around. First up is the radio. Obviously in Japan they use a different frequency, so the highest it goes is like 89 or something. So basically all you can get is BBC Radio 2. But like Chris, yeah, they changed the radio, or you get an FM transmitter from your phone. So not a big deal, but it does work. Turn that off before getting any copyright. And so that's that, as the aerial just comes up. Second up, climate control. You normally don't get that on many of the Primeras, bar the very top spec ones in the UK. But I will say, the aircon actually works on an R-Reg Japanese car. Yes, it actually works. Ice cold, happy days. For the dogs in the summer, when this car will probably get used more, and the tinted windows and the wind deflector, so happy days. The biggest change becomes here. So, obviously it's all in kilometres. It's awkward working it like that. There's this thing which is plugged into the car, which works but doesn't work. If any of you guys know about imports, you can tell me why. It just comes on and stops like that. You press this red button down here, and it says that 553, but nothing happens when you drive it. It doesn't react at all. Don't know if I just need to buy a new one of these with that plug thing or something. I don't know. But that's that anyway. Obviously the speedo works, but Chris has fitted this GPS one, which simply just plugs into the cigarette lighter, which is nice and big, nice and clear, and it does actually work in fairness, so happy days. So that's that, and we'll get around to this bit. Obviously we've got the front fog, and then you know it's a Jap import because it's got the rear fog light aftermarket switch. But like most Japanese imports, you've got the electric folding mirrors, which you didn't get in the UK. I don't even think on the top spec ones you even got that. So yeah, I do like that, because I get sick to death of having to go around unfolding mirrors. So that's the main things. Obviously 4 electric windows, all the usual stuff. And it's got 167 kilometres, which is what, like 130 or something thousand mile, which is nothing for one of these. And again, automatic, very nice. Probably much prefer the automatics on these over the manuals. So yeah, cup holders, loads of cubby holes. Just generally, really like the car. Really clean. Yes, it's not on the same par as the A6, so before everybody starts saying you're mad getting rid of it, yes, the deal's been done. As you know, the A6 is a more valuable car than this, so I'm not walking away out of pocket. And the A6, after I've done the wheel bearing, full service, full MOT, it's a cracking car, but I want it to go to a good home, which is to Chris. And with this car, like I've said, I might use it a few months. Who knows? We might get through till December before they start spreading the salt. I'll use it until they first spread the salt, and then it's going off the road. But not like long term, like the ZX and everything. If we happen to get a mild month through the winter, like whenever, I'll put it back on the road and I'll use it then. So yeah, that's going to be the plan. Because like I've said, now the fleet stands ZX ML off the road, A6 gone. We've got the Primera and we've got the Golf. And I'm getting this Corsa. So like I've said, this can go off the road temporarily when they start spreading the salt. The Corsa needs a bit of work to get through an MOT anyway, so I won't be able to put that straight on the road. So it's perfect having this for the month of October, as well as having the Golf. Again, estate cars with aircon and tinted windows, perfect for what I need for my kids, my dogs. And like I've said, this car isn't perfect, but I believe it's the one and only imported Primera estate in the UK. It's something nice to have, and I love these cars. And Chris, for next year for the car shows, as we know, I've got the ZX, but the ZX is a little bit, what's the word, the gearing, basically. It's fine round the doors, but it's very short geared, so you know, it doesn't like sitting at 70 and 65. It's more of a 55 to 60 mile an hour comfortable cruiser. So I must admit, it'd be nice. Chris's pride and joy is his Primera, which this is as well, obviously. And it would be nice to go to a lot of shows with him, which would do, and taking this to park next to his red Primera, to have the two of them, two Primeras, side by side at the shows. But it means I've got a nice 1800 automatic, ice cold air conditioning, comfortable cruiser that'll happily sit at 70 miles an hour, the length and breadth of the country. So it means I've got a nice, what's the word? The ZX is a proper show car. It's not perfect, but it's eye-catching. But this is quite acceptable, being an R-Reg 1998 car in a lot of shows. And it'll sit quite nicely next to Chris's. And I think a lot of people will stand and stop and look at two Primera side by side. Let alone, Chris has been one of the very, very earliest immaculate one to one of the only imported estates Primeras. So there we go. It's going to solve a few problems in one. I will miss the A6. I didn't want to sell it, but I find every single time I'm jumping into the car, I'm getting in the Golf because it's the estate, and I can take the dogs, I can take their bikes. Yeah, the A6 has got a big enough boot, but I've got to fold them, take them down. Back of this thing, the same as the back of the Golf, within reason, you just hoy them in, Geordie way. You just hoy them in the back and you're done. Champion. You know, whereas with the A6, you've got to fold them down, put them in, all that, you know. So yeah, let us know what you think. They're two totally non-comparable cars, so we're not doing a comparison. But what do you think of this car? What do you think of the deal? Yes, the A6 may suit a lot of people, but again, saloon cars just don't work for me. That's why I love the Golf. That's why I like the ML. That's why even the ZX is a hatchback. You know, this Corsa I'm getting is a 5-door hatchback. I just can't cope with saloon cars because I just tend to find I jump in the estate car every day to do me running about. So let us know what you think. I have got another video to come, which I may follow later on down the line, more of a personal video. In fact, I'll put this one out first and let us know what you think. I've done a bit of a video, I featured my Golf in it a little bit, but I've done a little bit of a video on the awareness, really, of mental health, especially, no offence, I know if there's women watching this, for men especially, it's a dedicated video to that, basically. I'm not going to get too much into it, but let us know if you think I should post it. I've got it all ready to go. Just not quite sure what the title it has, how to say it. I haven't even fully watched it back yet. But just the importance of mental health, just a lot of reasons. Obviously, ex-partners with kids, general day-to-day life, just the fact men are just, not all men, but men are very typical of not showing their emotions and speaking more and just generally stressed with work, whatever. So yeah, I might put that one out next week and try and get this one out on Monday, the 2nd of October, tomorrow, if I get time. But we shall see. Let us know what you think. I'll leave it there because I need to get back home, need to get my tea. So yeah, I hope you've enjoyed it. I was going to get some videoing in the car show done, but I couldn't. It was quite windy and we're being harassed by wasps. Charlie nearly got stung in the face, didn't you? But luckily the swelling's gone down on him. I think I just caught it as it was starting to go for him, so happy days, that's okay. So yeah, catch you soon, guys. Let us know what you think. Leave a comment. If you've enjoyed it, hit the like. And if you haven't already done so, hit the subscribe. And just remember, all these little trips I do, all these little cars projects I do, all the little donations help massively on Buy Me a Coffee or Super Thanks. I thank all you guys out there. Again, Kevin X-Type, Fiesta Man, Pylight, Kit. You've all put some recent donations in there. Thank you all very much. I do appreciate that. So I'll catch you all soon. Do you want to say bye, Charlie?
Bye.
Bye.